All right, guys. So, all right, I think we're good to go. So we are going to start with our wrists first. So we're going to dive right into our wrists and then go through pretty much right into some of our form-specific stretches. So for today, we're going to go through our basic stretches. So fingers forward, palms on the ground, just our gentle rocks forward and back. I'll give you guys a few new ones today. Wrists aren't the most exciting things to stretch, but there are a few different ways we can do them. So palms down, just gentle rocks forward and back. Hopefully by now you're feeling you're getting a little bit more movement through your wrists. Although if you've been doing a lot of gripping work or typing and that kind of stuff, they can easily tighten back up. So it's always good to come back to. Good. From here, let's lift our palms. So you're going to keep that same position, but you're going to lift your palms off the ground. So remember, this is the one that's getting movement right through your knuckles into your fingers. Should also wake up those forearms a little bit. Good. I'm going to do a handful more here. Good. And then we're going to go into our finger push-ups. So you're going to be in similar position, but now we're going to actually come onto our fingertips. So we're getting down into like the little nitty-gritty joints in our fingers, creating a bit of strength and movement. Yep. So you can kind of let your palms drop and then push back up. And just like with all of these versions, over time, you can start adding more weight. You could go from your toes, just other ways to strengthen and build range in those fingers. Good. A few more. Yep, good. Let's do fingers towards you. Open up those forearms. Sit bum back towards your heels. You can just hold, or you can do small pulses. You can even kind of shift side to side. I find shifting to the right and left challenges and opens things up in different ways. That's kind of nice. Good. Because we're here, why don't we do a couple scap circles today? So I'll take off my hoodie in a second. I was a little chilly this morning. So from this kind of cat-cow position, we're going to think about, you guys have probably done scap push-ups before where we're moving just horizontal, so squeezing those shoulder blades together and pushing them apart. For our scap circles, we're going in a full circular range with our shoulders. So you're trying to think about pulling those shoulders down and back, moving them back and then forward. It's kind of hard to describe, but we're just trying to create that nice circular motion. Move at whatever kind of pace feels good for you. Good, then let's go the other way. So if you're going forwards, go backwards. If you're backwards, go forwards. Try and keep those elbows straight, as much of the movement coming from your shoulders as possible. Good. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more time and attention in those form-specific stretches, so you guys will keep warming up pretty quick. Ooh, unlayer here, sorry about that. All right, so we are going to start with our wave unload because that's a good one to get that spine moving, hips open. So you guys can follow along right away. And obviously, if you do need to take a peek at the screen, if you don't quite remember, that's okay. So let's set loaded beast. Try and open up those shoulders, press away from the floor, fingers press into the floor. We're going to go for a wave unload. So bum to the sky, shift forward, elbows straight, then let those hips drop, mid back, upper back. You're going to end up looking up just slightly, keeping those hips off the ground. You're pulling those shoulders back. Good. Return to loaded beast. You're going to tuck that chin. Think about rounding shoulders, mid back, end up with hips up before you send them back to your heels. Good. We're going to go for that again. So wave unload, bump to the sky, shifting forward, hips drop. Remember, imagine you're moving vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice and slow until we're in this nice open arch position. Return to loaded beast, tuck that chin. Push those shoulders around, hips up high. Good, we're gonna do one more here. Wave unload, bum to the sky. Shift forward. Nice and slow, try and find your breath. Pull those shoulders away from your ears in that end position. Return to loaded beast, tuck that chin. Push around, sit back. Good. If you need to do a quick shake out of the wrist, you can do that. Nice work, guys. We're gonna go for our scorpion reaches next. So this is when, remember, we wanna bring that knee across body, so knee to wrist, and then we're scooping your leg out and around, trying to really open that back hip and press those shoulders open. And that nice open shoulder position will make a big difference for when we get into that inversion work today. So really think about how that's going to transfer to our overhead line for the handstands, okay? So same thing, you can jump right in with me, and if you need to take a peek at the screen, you can. So let's set loaded beast. Knees nice and low here. We're gonna go for a right leg scorpion reach. So keeping those knees low, right knee to left wrist. And then we're scooping that leg out and around. So your right knee's gonna end up bent. You're gonna be looking towards that soft left knee. Heel off the ground. Good. Return to loaded beast. So right knee comes back to left wrist. And then you sit back. Good. Other side here, left leg scorpion reach. Left knee to right wrist. Scoop that left leg out and around. Pressing those shoulders open, letting that left hip just fall open. Should feel a nice stretch to that left side body. Return to loaded beast. Left knee to right wrist. Sit back. We're gonna do one more per side. Right leg scorpion reach. Right knee to left wrist. Good. Right leg out and around. Yep. Nice work, guys. So that left knee can be slightly soft. Good. Return to loaded beast. Right knee to left wrist. Sit back into loaded beast. Good. And left leg scorpion reach. Left knee to right wrist. Left leg out and around. Looking towards that right knee. Good. Return to loaded beast. Left knee back to right wrist. Sit back. Good. Do a quick shakeout. Do some wrist rolls. The next one we're gonna do is our unload. So our unload is the one where it's kind of like that modified plank position. We're gonna keep nice and low. When I say unload, you're gonna keep your elbows straight. You're gonna think about using your shoulders and your back to pull you forward. So those knees will stay nice and low. And we wanna think, again, it's kind of like a modified plank position, but our knees are gonna keep hovering that kind of 1 inch from the ground, okay? So let's set loaded beast. Shoulders open. Good. And unload. So nice and slow here. You're pulling yourself forward just as far as your wrist mobility and core strength allow. Good. Lean forward, squeeze your glutes. Yep, good. Return to loaded beast. We're gonna do that a few more times. Take a nice deep breath here and unload. Nice and slow, knees low. I want you guys to push those shoulders around. So think about protracting, so pushing your shoulders away from each other. Good, look up just slightly. Knees nice and low, good. Return to loaded beast. We're gonna do that one more time. And unload, nice and slow. Try and breathe here. I know we're bracing our core, everything's firing up, but we wanna still breathe. 3, 2, 1, return to loaded beast and relax. Melissa, I'd see if you can get your hands a little narrower. So just right under your shoulders, see if you can bring them a little bit closer. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're almost there on the form specific stretches. Now that you have all of these tools, it becomes more and more. So we're gonna do the beast reach next. So the beast reach is the one we're gonna shift up and then forward, okay? So we'll just so I can save your wrists and you guys don't feel like I'm demolishing you for warm up. We'll just do one per side of the beast reaches, and then we'll get moving on. Okay. So let's set loaded beast. We're almost done warm up, I promise. We're gonna go for a right leg beast reach. So you're gonna shift your hips up, bring your right knee to your chest, and then shift forward, bring that right knee outside your right elbow. Point that back toe, elbow should be straight. We're gonna hold for a few extra seconds since we're only doing it once. Head up just a little bit. Good, return to loaded beast, right into chest, then sit back. Good, left leg beast reach, left knee to chest, pull it in nice and tight. Then shift forward, left knee outside of left elbow. Elbow should be straight. You should be pushing kind of hollow body here, looking up just slightly. 3, 2, 1, return to loaded beast and relax. All right, well, it wouldn't be a warm up without our crab reaches. So we're gonna flip on over to our bums and we're gonna do one per side of our crab reach as well. Remember for this one, guys, you can widen those feet a little bit. So if you're typically a little bit tighter through your lower back and hips, slightly wider foot position is probably gonna feel a little bit better. And I want you guys to really think that you're following that hand. So remember, hands nice and flat. We're following it up to the ceiling and then rotating towards that base hand. Okay, so let's set crab, pulling those shoulders down and back, looking up just slightly. We're gonna go for a right arm crab reach. So right arm in front of your face. You're gonna think about lifting your hips up. You should be guiding or following that hand to the sky. And then if you feel good, you're gonna rotate. You should be looking towards that left hand. Yep, good. Return to crab, slowly come back down. Good, we're gonna switch hands. We're gonna go for a left arm crab reach. So left arm in front of your face. Lift those hips up high. Make sure that shoulder starts rotating out. So your base shoulder is gonna be externally rotated. It's gonna give you a little bit more room there. Good. Return to crab, nice and slow down. And we'll relax. All right. So typically, and I know I mentioned this, I think a little bit last week, in my on-demand class, there's one of the flow classes that's called a flow warm-up, and it takes you through just, I don't know how many repetitions I did, a couple repetitions of each of these form-specific stretches. So if you ever want to do a flow warm-up prior to your practice, you can just pop on that video and I essentially lead you through moving from one into the other. So doing some of these form-specific stretches, even just a handful of reps of each, is a really nice way to prep your body for any flow days. All right, so we are going to get moving. We're going to do a handful of just regular underswitches because today we're learning the jumping underswitch and the underswitch tap. So in our regular underswitches, you guys know these by now. We're just moving in and out of one position. The jumping underswitch today starts in crab and ends back in crab. And the underswitch tap also starts and ends in crab, but it's a bit of a kind of, I call it a deke out. So we start transitioning and then end up coming right back. So they're not super complicated. You're gonna get them pretty quick. They're just fun little ways to flare up your flow and add some variety from what you're currently doing. Okay, so I'm gonna just call out a few regular underswitches to start. I just want you guys to use it to just kind of refamiliarize yourself. So I'm just gonna watch for this. We're just gonna do a few. So yeah, we'll start crab. So let's set crab. Make sure you guys are not too far out. Good, Gord, I'd shift those hands in a little closer if you can, or bring your bum back a bit. Good, hips a little lower, Jen. 1 inch from the ground, look up just slightly, Gordon, Danielle. Yep, good. We're gonna go for a left leg underswitch. So lift your left leg, right hand, make sure to press the gas on your right heel. So lift your right heel before you transition. Good, nice. Yep, that's a Jen. Good, we're gonna go for, make sure your knees are nice and low, back flat. Good, we're gonna go for a right leg underswitch. So lift your right leg, left hand, keep everything in close. Nice, Gord, good. Nice, Danielle, nice, guys, good. We're gonna go for a right leg under switch. So lift your right leg, left hand, press the gas on that left heel. Good. Take a peek up here for a second, everyone, because I'm actually seeing, I think, a handful of you guys doing this. So the one thing I want to note, like everyone's moving really well. As you're transitioning right now, a few of you are kind of lifting your bums and then coming back down. So see how my hips kind of ended up going up and then shifting down. We want to try and keep everything low. So as we transition, see how my hips stayed lower to the ground. So I'm going to show you that again. So it's allowing me to get into that beast a little bit more smoothly. So those are just little things, but just something to think about. Okay, so let's go back to our crab. We'll start from the crab again. We'll just do a few more. So let's set crab, look up just slightly. Good. Left leg under switch. Lift your left leg, right hand, press the gas on that right heel. Good, nice work, guys. Yeah, good, elbows nice and straight here. Right leg under switch, lift your right leg, left hand, move under your body, everything nice and close. Beautiful. Right leg under switch, lift your right leg, left hand. Rotate under, good. Nice work, guys. Yeah, that's it, Melissa. Nice. Melissa, a little bit tighter, bring those knees in a little bit closer to your belly button. Good. And we're gonna do one more, left leg under switch, lift your left leg, right hand. Good. Nice work, and relax. Awesome. Danielle, in the beast, it looks like you're looking down a little bit. See if we can look up just slightly. We want to try and keep that head as neutral as possible. And that's just for everyone. If you end up finding yourself looking down, it's just going to cause a little bit more rounding in the back because it's going to like pull everything forward. So we want to try and keep our head as neutral as possible. All right. So we're going to start with the jumping under switch. Okay. So in the jumping under switch, the biggest thing to think about is that, so the initiation starts the same as what you guys just did. So you're familiar with that. So if I were to call a left leg jumping under switch, same thing applies. Lift my left hand, right hand, press the gas. Now the biggest difference is that I'm going to rotate under like I normally would. But now when I get to the ground, or when I approach the ground, I'm going to place that hand and I'm switching feet. That's the one thing that you need to do to set yourself up for success. So as you transition through, you're gonna place that hand, and all you want to think about is jump onto that opposite foot. Because what happens then is that you're actually now ready for the continuation. You're essentially setting yourself up to do another under switch, right? So since this foot's ready, now all you do is lift that hand, and you're essentially doing an under switch from beast back into crab, right? So let me show you that one more time. If I were to call left leg jumping under switch, think about it like a regular under switch, left leg, right hand, press the gas, you're gonna rotate under, but you're gonna jump onto the opposite foot, and now you're ready to lift and just continue that rotation, okay? So what I actually want you guys to do, I'm not even gonna call these out right now, I want you to try a few on your own and see how it feels, and I'm just gonna watch just so I can kind of get a sense of where you guys feel comfortable with this. So yeah, and then so Danielle, continue rotating towards gourd. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, Danielle. Nice. All right, Jen, I'm watching you. Yep, that's it, Jen. Good. All right, Melissa, I'm gonna watch you next. Yeah, Melissa, that's good. All that's happening for you right now is that you're getting still a little bit spread. So know how I mentioned getting those knees in. So it might be the setup, you might need to come a little bit tighter on that crab, but it could also just be that when you're rotating you know how last week I think I talked about you shift back as you rotate. So make sure that when we go to transition, you're keeping everything close to your body so that we can end here. You're just a little bit spread right now. So that was really the only thing for you, is keep everything a little tighter. Good. All right, we're gonna do a few more. I just want to say one more thing right now is most times when I teach this, I end up seeing clients do this kind of quick like rush through it, because sometimes going faster in a movement like this actually is easier, right? Because you can kind of just like, it's hard to describe, you kind of just use the momentum and it just happens, right? I encourage you when starting to actually go a little bit slower, like actually force yourself to like feel that transition point. That's going to really drill it in for you, right? Because if you're rushing through it, it might not actually be sticking in the same way and building some of that muscle memory. So yeah, it's okay. A lot of people did. Or a lot of people do that. So it's all good. But I want you to try at least today and for a little bit to try and really like hit that middle point, and know that when you get more and more experience, then you can really start exploring those tempos. So why don't we do a few together? I'll call these ones out so we can do these ones as a team. So let's set crab. We're gonna go for a left leg jumping under switch. So lift your left leg, right hand, press the gas. You're gonna jump onto your left foot, lift your right foot, and then rotate under. Good. Yeah, wait for everyone to catch up here. That's it, Melissa. Yeah, good. We're gonna go for a right leg jumping under switch. Lift your right leg, left hand, press the gas. You're gonna jump onto your right foot, lifting that left so that you can rotate underneath. Yes. Good, yep, that's it, Melissa. Good. Left leg jumping under switch. Lift your left leg, right hand, press the gas, jump onto that left foot. Good. One more. We're gonna go for a right leg jumping under switch. Lift that right leg, left hand. You're gonna rotate under, jump onto that right foot, lifting the left. Yeah. And relax. Nice work, guys. Awesome. It's fun, right? That was really good. And again, over time, you'll get to kind of explore and create your own nuances in terms of like how it flows and what it looks like. We're gonna do the underswitch tap next. So the underswitch tap, or tapping underswitch, I think I say that interchangeably. I don't think it really matters. So like I mentioned, it's kind of like a deke out. So if I do a left leg underswitch tap, the same thing happens. So I'm initiating like a regular underswitch. I'm gonna rotate under, I'm gonna tap and come right back around the same way I came. So the biggest thing to think about with this is that when I rotate, so typically when you do an underswitch, you're gonna end up placing full weight into your hand and your other foot. So you end up in a fully regular distributed weight beast. In the underswitch tap, we're making it look like you end up in a beast, but you're not actually shifting all that weight into that hand and foot. So as I transition, my weight is gonna stay in this foot and this hand. It's gonna look like this foot and hand touch the ground, which they touch the ground, but I'm not putting weight into those areas so that right away I can lift and come back up. If you end up putting full weight in, you're gonna get stuck and then have to re-engage. The idea is that you're keeping that engagement in that one hand and one foot so that you can quickly touch and rotate back. Does that make sense? So why don't we, I'll do a couple with you. So if you need to watch, you can, and then I'll let you guys play a bit and I'll watch you guys more on the screen, okay? So let's set crab. And we're gonna try a left leg under switch tap. So you're gonna lift your left leg, right hand, you're gonna rotate under, touch your right hand and left toe, but then come right back into a left leg under switch. Nice, Jen, yeah, good. Good, so let's try a right leg under switch tap. So lift your right leg, left hand, rotate under, you're gonna tap, and then lift that right leg, come right back around. Yeah, that's a gem. So let the toe tap. That was the right idea. Let it actually touch the ground. Yeah, nice, Melissa. Yeah. Gordon, Danielle, did I lose you guys?
Yeah, we're trying
Someone's
to.
going weird with their screen.
I'm gonna
Oh,
quit and then come back
We're
in.
gonna rejoin.
okay, cool. Good, make sure to look up a bit there, Jen. Yeah. Lift that left heel.
Here we are.
Nice work, guys. So Jen, make sure you press the gas before you go from the crab. So yeah, make sure that heel lifts. That's looking good, Melissa. Good. Yeah, so Melissa, let that toe touch. So even though you're not putting weight on that foot, let the toe touch so it looks like you're in that beast.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Danielle. I'll watch some of you guys. Nice. Yeah. Nailing it. I actually think for both of you guys, you're doing a little bit of the same thing. So when you rotate, your hand kind of stays like low.
Okay.
I want you to get in the habit of pulling everything and like pulling that hand a little bit higher, because that's going to allow you to like look and place the hand a little bit more fluidly. It doesn't have to be super high. Just we typically would be pulling it in versus keeping it straight.
Find my hands across me in the when I get to beast. Like, where are my hands in the right spot? Like here. Oh, that was better. Okay.
Yeah, that looked good. Sometimes that's it. Sometimes it's just looking like slowing it down a bit. That looks perfect. That was really good. How's everyone feeling with these? Good? Sweet. Yeah, nice, Jen. Let that toe touch. Beautiful. All right. So that's the jumping underswitch and the underswitch tap. And of course, we will get that in the flow practice today as well. But we're going to move on to our jumping side kick through and our levitating side kick through. So this is now just putting pieces together. You guys have, because you can do the side kick throughs and the jumping underswitch, this is not going to be too complicated. So when we've done side kick throughs in the past, you guys set beast, you'd go left leg side kick through, underswitch, right leg side kick through. So now by adding the jumping side kick through, you're just adding a little bit more speed or fluidity into that transition. So if I were to call left leg side kick through, jump to right leg side kick through, jump to left leg side kick through. So we're just adding that kind of transition piece. So the same thing applies as what you guys just did. So from that side kick through, now if I say jump to right leg side kick through, you're gonna bring that leg under like you normally would. You're gonna initiate like your underswitch, but now you're gonna jump onto that opposite foot. So same thing you just practiced. So from here, I'm gonna think about tucking everything under. I'm gonna jump onto my left foot, lifting my right leg, because now my leg is ready to go. So same thing, I'd say jump to left leg side kick through. I'm gonna jump onto that right leg, lifting my left foot, because now then my left foot's ready to go. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. So I'll do a few of these with you guys together, and then I'll let you guys practice a few on your own. So yeah, we'll just dive into it if you guys are comfortable with that. So let's set beast. Make sure those knees are in a little bit tighter there, Melissa. Good, back flat, look up just slightly, Danielle. Good, not too far. We want to be kind of looking at whatever be kind of like a neutral, comfortable position for your neck. So left leg side kick through. So you're gonna lift your left leg. Remember, drop that right heel. And our side kick through, hands nice and high, Gord. Good, back of your hand by your face. Good. Now we're gonna do a jump to right leg side kick through. So you're gonna rotate under, you're gonna jump onto that left foot and lift your right foot. Yeah, and then rotate, okay? I want you guys to be more deliberate here, so don't go too fast. So jump to left leg side kick through. You're gonna jump onto your right foot, lifting your left. Yep, good. Jump to right leg side kick through, jump onto that left foot, lifting your right. Good. Jump to left leg side kick through, jump onto your right foot, lifting your left. Good. Underswitch and relax. All right. So I'm gonna have you guys practice more in a sec. Take a quick break. You guys all got that right away. The same thing happened a little bit as what I talked about with the jumping under switch. So the speed. And for most of you guys were doing the whole so again, when you guys practice in a minute, I want you to, even though it's going to feel harder right now for you kind of mentally thinking about it, I want you to really deliberately hit that middle part. So I want to see a side kick through, side kick through. I want you to build that control and awareness so that you feel yourself hitting what would be this modified beast position every time instead of just rolling through it. Okay, so I'm not going to call this out. I want you guys to take about a minute or two here to practice just a few on your own. Let yourself take that time with hitting that middle portion. Jen, one thing, make sure those legs are separated. So make sure in the side kick through, your leg is out, not too far in line with that knee. Yeah. Good. That's it, Danielle. That's better, Gord. Good. Nice. That's good. Nice, Jen. Yep. Back your hand by your face, Melissa. Good. Melissa, we're still a little spread far. I think that might just be a little bit of a habit thing for you. So it's going to be just getting in the habit of, keeping those knees a little bit lower or closer. When you guys go for that jump, you want to think about pointing that toe. So Jen, I think oh, that was better. Yeah, sorry. Your next one was better. On the first one, it looked like you kind of just did went here and then shot through versus jumping onto that foot. I want to see as much as possible for all you guys that really deliberate toe lift. And try and breathe. Like, it's a fun opportunity to be like, use that breath when you hit those kind of poses. It kind of gives you that extra reason to hit it nice and solid. Nice, Melissa. Good. Leg out to the right a little bit more there, Gord. Yep, good. Nice, Gord. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, you guys are all looking smoother. Nice work. Yeah. All right. Yeah, way better. Nice work. So that's our jumping side kick through. We have one more new movement before we get into our flow, and then we'll have time to break down movements from previous weeks. So the levitating side kick through obviously can be as advanced as your capabilities lie, but also it's all very doable if you're not ready to be doing full inversion. So let me show it to you. So the full levitating side kick through at a more advanced level would be doing the full handstand. Oh God, pretend I didn't do that. So we're adding that full tuck balance in between. Now, that's if you're comfortable holding yourself in a handstand or tuck balance. For today, it's going to look a little bit more like this.
Right.
Okay. So I'll break that down in a second. The first thing we're actually going to do is a little inversion drill to practice that position. So the inversion drill is a nice one for just, getting strength in your shoulders upside down in general, but more specifically, it's building some of that strength for the tuck handstand. So what we're going to do in a second, you guys are going to set up as if you're going for a beast. You're going to then think about lifting your hips up high and walking your toes in as close as you feel comfortable. So our goal is to get as stacked as possible. And what I mean by that is we're trying to mimic a handstand as much as possible. So obviously it's going to be based on things like hamstring mobility as well. But we're trying to get shoulders stacked over wrists as much as possible. Hands should be shoulder width, just like in a handstand. Fingers should be spread. So we're going to get in as close as you can, making sure you're looking just kind of at the base of your hands. And you're going to tuck one knee into your chest. So it's going to be nice and close to your chest like this. And what's gonna happen, you're gonna get set up and I'm gonna say hop, and you're gonna try and hop right onto the other foot. Hop, you're gonna try and think about popping that knee in and lifting those hips high. Whew, warm in here. So that's the drill we're gonna do. We'll do about 10 to 15 seconds, we'll rest. We'll do that one more time, so I don't want your shoulders to be too fried. But I want you really focused on getting hips as high as you can and keeping that knee in nice and tucked to your chest. Danielle, is your shoulder okay for this?
I think so.
Okay. If you need to rest or skip this one, that's totally fine. All right, guys, so let's get those hips nice and high. You can come up onto your toes. Good. Try and get those shoulders stacked over your wrists as much as you can. Elbows straight, tuck that head just a little bit, Gord. Good. All right, let's lift your left knee to your chest. Make sure your toe is pointed. Good. Pull those knees in as tight as you can and switch. So you're going to jump onto the opposite foot. Good. Switch. Good. Press those shoulders open, Melissa. Switch. Good. Head down a bit, Melissa. Switch. Good. Elbows nice and straight, Gordon and Danielle. Push tall through the floor. Switch. Good. And relax. Take a sec. Shake it on out. So a few of you, as you went, the head started coming up more and more. Make sure to really think we're trying as best as possible to be stacked like you would in something like a press. Anytime we do handstands, the kind of general cue is look through your eyebrows. So you want to be able to see like the base of your palms, maybe your thumbs, but you shouldn't be actively moving your head to look there. Okay, so if you think I have to look at the floor, look at my fingers, it typically throws head out of alignment. If you think just look through the eyebrows, just seeing that base of your palms, it's going to set your spine in better alignment. Okay. You guys all good? Was that okay for everyone? Everyone's aches and pains feel okay? All right, we're going to do that one more time. All right, so let's get set. Make sure fingers are spread, hands are shoulder width, as much as possible at least. Get those hips up nice and high. I bring those hands a little narrower, Gord, just a smidge if you can. Good. Make sure you're tucking that head down, only looking base of your hands. Good. All right, lift your right knee to your chest. Point that right toe. Keep that knee in as tight as you can and hop. Good. Hop. Good. Hop. Few more. Hop. Good. Hop. Hop. And rest. Awesome job, guys. So that's a good drill just to add in terms of some strength and conditioning overhead anyways, especially if you want to one day achieve that full handstand tuck float. So we're going to now combine that into the side kick through. Again, this is going to be a little simpler than you think. The reason I really also emphasize when you guys did the jump, really hitting that position was because all that changes now for the levitating side kick through is that our hips are higher. So we're still thinking about the jumping onto that opposite foot. It's just now instead of our bum staying low, we're trying to get into that position you just practiced. So instead of the low jumping, if I call levitate to right leg side kick through, I'm still going to jump onto this foot, but now my hips are high. Now I can get down low, get into the next side kick through. So if I said levitate to left leg side kick through, I'm going to jump onto that right foot, get my hips high, and then get ready to go for the next one. So it's literally the exact same as the jumping side kick through. We're just getting those hips much higher. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'll do a few with you to start. And then again, I'll give you guys a minute or two to try some on your own so that I can watch. Okay. So let's set beast. Good. Back nice and flat. Good. Left leg side kick through. Just like you normally would. Back of hand by your face. Good. Levitate to right leg side kick through. So you're going to jump onto your left foot, lifting your right knee up to your chest. Good. Yep, and then you're gonna bend that left knee and rotate under to that right leg side kick through. Good. We're gonna levitate to left leg side kick through. So you're gonna jump onto your right foot, lifting your left knee to your chest, hips up high. Good, and then rotate down to that side kick through. Nice, guys. Levitate to right leg side kick through. So jump onto that left foot, lift your right knee. Good. Rotate under into that side kick through. We're gonna do one more. Levitate to left leg side kick through. Jump onto that right foot, lift that left knee to your chest, and then rotate into that side kick through. Yeah. Good, and relax. Hey, I mean, I didn't get to watch those, but I think everyone got that. So I want you guys to take just like maybe 1 minute at most here and try just 1 or 2 more. I know we still have the flow coming up, so I know we still have a little bit to go. So I just want to try and watch 1 or 2 if you feel like you have some in the tank still. Nice, Jen. Yes, exactly. That was perfect. Nice, Gord. Yes, nice, Melissa. All right. Yeah, keep that knee in nice and close. Beautiful, guys. Yeah, you guys can relax if you want. I'm gonna watch Danielle's. Yep. That's a Danielle. See if you can keep that. Yes, there we go. Beautiful. I was gonna say the first one, your leg is a little bent. That was perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Take a rest, guys. Woohoo. All right. That was awesome. Yay. New movements. Okay. So I'm going to show you the flow and we'll go through it a handful of times. Probably spend about 5 minutes there, and then we'll take the last 10 minutes for you guys to ask questions and for us to do just a little bit to review if we need it. So let me just double check. Set cramp, jumping under switch, relaxing unload. Red step, pop back, base reach. Oh, I'm gonna forget this for sure. Okay, I'll do my best. I need some days I just like I should pre-record myself calling it out so I can just listen to myself. All right, yeah. I think I maybe got it. Set crab, left leg jumping under switch, left leg under switch into right leg side kick through, levitate 2, left leg side kick through, right leg front step, pop back to loaded beast, left leg beast reach, return to loaded beast, right leg front step through, set crab.
Oh.
And then that's where you start again.
Cool? And we all look just like that, gang. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So good, Jen.
So,
in my head right now.
So everything we did today, you guys are so fun. Everything we did today and have done today are in this flow. Well, not everything, you know. You guys are set with what we learned today to do most of this just fine. The few things I want to say, so the jumping under switch at the start, it's going to be to one side. So it's going to be left leg jumping under switch, and then I'll say left leg under switch. So try and think about going right away into that under switch. Those are just little fluidity pieces. So left leg jumping under switch, woo, into left leg under switch. So it's almost going to feel like you're doing 1.5. So we're trying to go kind of fairly quick. After the second side kick through, so you're gonna do side kick through, levitate to side kick through. Which leg are we in? So left leg. So from this side kick through, this is gonna be part you might want to try once or twice now if you want. From here, I'm gonna say into right leg front step. So you're actually gonna pull this left leg back into our front step position. Okay, so yeah, maybe try 1 or 2 if you want right now, guys. So go left leg side kick through, and then into right leg front step. So you're gonna bring that left leg behind and pull that left hand back.
Oh.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, and then you pop back to loaded beast. Does that feel okay for you guys? You okay, Gord? Was that a groan? Okay.
Me, I feel like the Tin Man today.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
So
you really
want to think arm, it's like too far forward when I do it. So I
so
start.
Yep. So don't step as
But
far
then
back.
I need to
So
bring this
from
one
here,
back, right?
yeah, don't step as far. So right now from here, if you end up stepping too far back, you almost want to think that you're like loading the shoulder, so keeping it a little bit more stacked so that you're not too far. Just don't step this leg as far, and think about keeping everything in tighter versus don't push yourself back. Try and stay over the shoulder as you transition. That should help. Make sure the one hand stays planted. So whichever hand was by your face is the one that's staying off the ground. So this hand doesn't come to the ground until you pop back to that loaded beast. The only other thing is that front step through, which we didn't do today, but we did previous weeks. So when I call right leg front step through, you're gonna step that right leg forward like you practiced. Remember, you're gonna move through that window, and we're gonna go right from here. So this front step through position, set crab. So you're gonna plant your hand and foot. You're just gonna have to adjust your hand position because it's gonna be facing this way. You're gonna have to make that adjustment, okay? So why don't you guys try once or twice your front step through and see if you can make that transition of from here and then just set crab, reset your hands. Yeah. Good. Watch those hips, Danielle. Yeah, I think Danielle on your front step, you're kind of almost leaning to try and pull that chest a little bit more vertical. Yep, hand down.
Oh, right.
And then you'll just place your right hand and your left foot for the crab. Yeah, and then kind of reset. Yeah. All right. Does everyone think they got the hang of these movements?
Oh, yeah.
I think we just give it a go.
Yeah, just try it. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to call it out for you guys. Just listen to my voice. Do the best that you can. I'll try and pause if anyone needs to catch up. But if not, just kind of jump in where you can. All right. So we're actually starting in crab in this one.
Yeah, we're doing all this.
So set crab, look up just slightly, bum nice and low to the ground. Good. Left leg jumping under switch. Lift your left leg, right hand, press the gas. Remember, you're going to jump onto that opposite foot and keep rotating all the way around. Good. Left leg under switch into right leg side kick through. Good. Wait for everyone to catch up. Keep holding it, guys. Good. Levitate to left leg side kick through. So make sure to jump onto that right foot, lifting your left leg. Yes. Good. Nice. Into a right leg front step. So you're going to bring that left leg behind you, pulling that right hand back. Yep. Pop back to loaded beast. Good. Left leg beast reach. So bring your left knee to your chest. So hips up high, left knee to your chest. You're going to shift forward, left knee to left elbow. Look up just slightly. Good. Return to loaded beast, hips up, and then send those hips back. Good. Right leg front step through. So right leg forward. That left leg's going to end up in front. So front step through there, Jen. Good. And then set crab. Yeah. All right. And relax. That was a good first try.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
It was good. It was good.
Delete that section though before you upload the video. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad, I promise. Yeah, everyone was pretty good for that. It was that step back was, I mean, admittedly, that's going to be one of the hiccup or trickier parts. So really just making sure to keep this hand planted. So whichever foot and hand are planted, don't change anything. Like these two things should stay in place. That's going to make it feel a little bit smoother. So don't try and do too much with it. Just think, if anything, just think this leg is behind. And this you'll end up figuring out as you go. In the beast reach, I want you guys to make sure that after the reach, you shift your hips up before you sit back. Okay. And then that front step through. Remember, when I say right leg front step through, right leg steps and your left leg comes in for the front step through. We're trying to face forward, and then set crab, make that adjustment. Okay. So let's give it a go again. We're going to try it a few more times, maybe 2 more times here. I believe in you guys. All right, here we go. So set crab, look up just slightly, pull those shoulders back. Oh, just a second. Yep. We're going to go for a left leg jumping under switch. Make sure you hit that middle place. So lift your left leg, right hand, jump onto that opposite foot. Good. Yeah, nice, guys. Left leg under switch into right leg side kick through. So lift your left leg, right hand. Good. Rotate under. Now you're going to go for a right leg side kick through. Good. Levitate to left leg side kick through. So jump onto that opposite foot, hips up high. Good. Left leg side kick through. Good. Into right leg front step. So keep that foot and hand planted and step that left foot back. Yeah, nice, Gord. Nice, Jen. Yes, good. Pop back to loaded beast. Plant that hand, send those hips back to your loaded beast. Good. Left leg beast reach. So hips up high, bring that left knee to your chest and then shift forward, left knee outside left elbow. Look up just slightly. Good. Push those shoulders around. Try not to let those hips sink, Melissa. Good. Return to loaded beast. Lift those hips back up, knee to chest.
Oh, yeah.
Nice work. There we go, Jen. Nice. Right leg front step through. So step that right foot forward, lifting your right hand. Good. Then your left leg's going to come in front, pointing forwards. So step that left leg through. Good. And then set crab, sorry. And relax. Hey, that was way better. Good job, guys. In terms of the hands, we're going to do it one more time.
Wow.
Remember that in our front step, we're in this kind of low stop position where we're squeezing that shoulder blade together or pulling that elbow back. And then as we transition forward, that hand scoops in front and is in this straight position. So there's multiple different hand positions in this flow. Hand in front in the front kick through, hand back in the side kick through, and hand down here in the front step. I know it's a lot. All right. We're going to go through that one more time. I'm going to call it out on the opposite side. Okay. Then we still have a few minutes to go through any review. I could do one more on the same side, but I feel like then if you guys go back to review, I want you to have the call out on the opposite side to listen to. So, all right. You might find it's easier on the other side. You never know. All right. So let's set crab. Look up. Good. We're going to go for a right leg jumping under switch. So lift your right leg, left hand. Rotate under your body. Jump onto that other foot. Good. Yep, we're gonna go, yep, keep going, Jen, nice. Right leg under switch into left leg side kick through. Good, yep, you let that foot drop, Jen, yeah, nice. Good, levitate to right leg side kick through. So hips up, jump onto that opposite foot. Beautiful, nice, guys. Yep, keep holding. Into left leg front step. So you're gonna just scoop that right leg, or that right leg behind you. That left hand drops a little bit. Yep, pulled into that stop sign. Beautiful. Hand a little lower, Jen. Nice, Melissa, good. Pop back to loaded beast. Nice. Right leg beast reach. So hips up, right knee to your chest. Good. Right knee outside of right elbow. There we go, Gord. Nice. Good. Return to loaded beast. So bring that right knee back to your chest, hips up high. Good. Left leg front step through. So let your left leg step, lift your left hand. Nice big front step. Good. That right leg's going to scoop through in front. Hand should be in front for this part. Good. Yep, hand in front and set crab. And rest. Nice work, guys. Woohoo! High fives all around. Yeah.
Wow.
So we have about 5 minutes here, and so I want to open the floor to any questions about any movements. If you want me to review them or answer, clarify anything. Is there anything that's come up that you guys have thought of over the last 4 weeks that you want me to take a quick second here to review? It's okay. I mean, if there's nothing, no worries, but.
Yeah, I know it'll come with practice, Jen, but I keep rotating. I can't keep facing the same direction. Like when I was practicing this week, I'm a little more aware of it now, but I don't end up staying facing. But just mustn't be completing the rotations. I don't know.
For what movements?
Well,
You mean in
everything.
general?
Every time I work, I'm kind of like on this circular path, whereas I see you're staying square to the front. Or,
Not necessarily, because remember I said, like, when we do under switches, like, just say I'm gonna start facing you guys, I'm not gonna end up facing.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Right,
Fair
like
enough.
not everything's a full rotation.
Full 360.
So
Okay.
it makes sense that you're not feeling like everything ends facing the same way, because you're not going to. From beast to crab, you're gonna end up facing the same way, but from crab to beast, you end up on a slight angle.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's totally fine. Yeah, don't stress that. You're gonna end up traveling all over the place.
Oh, all over the place. I'm like, where am I now? Okay.
That's okay. It's more so being in the positions and making sure like you're hitting the angles on the side kick through or in a front kick through, everything's facing forward. Like it's those things more than necessarily being aligned a certain way in the room.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, Danielle, the hand positions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those practice things with time. And that's why even taking time to just do one movement over and over again, like just practice the front step, get in the habit of pulling that hand back, then maybe try a handful of the front step throughs and just get in the habit of that transition from here to here.
I feel like that's the key, is just practicing different like flows, like the same three movements into each other, that all different hand positions to sort of create that muscle memory.
Exactly.
Too. Yeah.
Flows don't need to be super complicated to be effective, right? Like you could pick 2 or 3 movements you want to do for the day and just cycle through them, and it's still going to be a good challenge mentally, physically. So like adding the complexity can come with time once you become more and more confident with the movements.
Yeah.
So when you do a flow in sequence, I noticed that I need to like sort of fix myself up, because I get, by time, if I do 2 and I'm going to the third, I'm just way out of sync because of where I landed. Is that, I guess that's something instinctually when you're more experienced, you just end up, you don't have to like fix yourself up.
Yeah, I find it.
Yeah, you'll exactly. It's with confidence in the movements. Like right now, you guys are still having to think pretty hard about every transition, right? Like the reason, and I'm not even, if you watch like the lead trainers of Animal Flow, like even for me, it's mind-boggling to me because they just flow so naturally, and it just comes with that experience and practice and that muscle memory, right? The muscle memory of knowing how to do a certain movement means that you don't have to think about it as much because your body just knows how to do it. So that thought process, the mechanics having to stop, reassess, and go just instinctually will start developing as you're getting more and more comfortable with them. And sometimes it's like what I've learned, because I'm a perfectionist, and so this is why I like flow so much, because it forces me to not be so like stress that so much. Is sometimes when you overthink it, that's when it is actually worse. Like sometimes you almost need to just let yourself kind of just move and let things happen, than over stress the perfectness of it, right?
I can see that.
And everyone's gonna look a little different, right? Like you could line up 5 flowists or animal flowists or whatever you want to call them, and you could give them the same flow, and there's going to be different, like everyone's going to look a little different based on their body, their mobility, just how their body functions and flows. So
So does this class make us ready for the drop-in class if like I wanted to do that?
Yeah, for sure. So I've kept the drop-in classes, which are Sundays at 10:15. I've kept, like, I still consider them beginner to intermediate. Like I'm not doing super complex movements. Even when I do add in what are called level 2 animal flow movements, that might be a little bit more complex in some ways, I'll always still keep it in a simple flow. So it's not like I'm not doing or offering like intermediate advanced classes right now. So it really is, we're just going to keep building on the things that you guys learned here. Each week there's a different flow. So it's just 45-minute class. We do some stretching. We might do a little bit of traveling work or other warm-up work. I teach the movements from the flow, and then we'll cycle through it for about 10, 15 minutes.
Great, Jen. I look forward to doing more. It's just opening the can of worms, you know. It's like,
yeah,
wow.
I know.
Wow,
Tell me about it.
it's great.
Are your clocks changing over there in next week or no? Do you have a clock change?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I never pay attention until it's the day of. And
I was just
happening.
curious if you're the same, because next week we change clocks. So we change.
I guess so.
Right.
Yeah, we're
Oh, so you too.
fall
Okay.
back, right? Fall back an hour.
Fall back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
There
so.
was some debate on not changing them, but I think it's still going ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you
Yeah.
were the same, if you also did that, like where I am.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, we do that too. So I guess that's happening. I usually don't know until like the day of, and I see it in the news or something.
You're an hour later,
Okay.
an hour early.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, if any other questions come up in the meantime, let me know. Just like normal, I'll send you that recap later today, but I'll also include the details on the on-demand stuff, the drop-ins, and I do have a feedback form. So if you guys have some time just to give a little bit of input onto these sessions, it helps, because then I can keep developing them further as I go. Okay.
Yeah, you're a really great teacher, Jen. Wow.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you. I appreciate
you.
that. Well, and thank you guys for trusting me in this 4 weeks together, and hopefully I'll see you in some of the drop-ins.
Yes, for sure. Thanks.
All right, guys. Enjoy your
Thank
Sunday.
you. Bye bye.